family. Welcome back to our channel.
Yes. And today we'll be talking about our trip to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. We'll be covering everything that we did while we were there, the prices, our hotel, our flights, how we booked our activities and such. So yeah, we'll just get started. So on the first day, we went to Scape Park, Kapkana, and that was $116. And it included transportation. It was a full day admissions into the park, and it also included food. So while we were there at the park, we ended up going through some caves. We had a tour guide that told us, about the caves, gave us, educational information about the caves, and then we saw bats while we were in there, and one of our companions that was with us was terrified of bats. We actually we had to, did we have to crawl? I believe we had to crawl through a tunnel spot to see the bats, which, if you don't like tight spaces, this might not be the tour for you. But it was, overall it was pretty nice. And after we went through the caves, we went ziplining.
So ziplining, there were quite a few different zip lines that you can do. So ziplining, it was a lot of fun. However, with this place, with their zip lines, they wanted you to kind of be more in control.
Yeah, you were breaking yourself. I sprained my wrist in the middle of it, which was terrible. So I'm left-handed, and so I think the angle, because I think most people whenever they zip line, they're right-handed, and so the padding that they gave me was everything was just wrong. I didn't feel secure through those zip lines. We were on the side of a mountain, and there were nails that were drilled into the side of the mountain, which was supposed to hold our cables in place. We were all connected to each other. That way, I guess if one of us went down, then
we all going down.
Well, I guess in theory it was so the rest of us could hold that one person up. But that's right. We all probably gonna go down.
All going down.
It was, I don't know, it was scary. I didn't really like it, and I sprained my wrist, and that was terrible. But we went on a Cenote swim.
So with this activity, you get to choose. You got to choose whether you wanted to do a Cenote swim or a swim in. Was it maybe another Cenote?
It was a cave.
It was a deep one. It was a much deeper one. Or you can do the Cenote swim, which was not deep at all. You could just
very shallow.
Yeah, walk around in it.
Yeah.
Which a friend of ours, traveler of ours.
Another companion of ours. She wanted to do the smaller one, so we ended up doing that one. Yeah. And it was still really pretty. For sure, bring your camera, bring your GoPro whenever you're going to do any Cenote swim, and hopefully
bring water shoes.
Yes, water shoes.
Gotta have water shoes.
Yeah, you just have to have them.
Always.
Yes. And then, so for the second day, we went on something called Four Adventures, which included parasailing, swimming with sharks and stingrays, catamaran cruises, and snorkeling from Punta Cana. And that was $116. You for sure want to make sure that if you can bundle.
Oh yes, definitely bundle your activities if possible, just because it's just a lot cheaper than trying to do each activity individually. This one was a great thing to do. You should definitely try this if you are ever going to Punta Cana. And so we had a lot of fun parasailing. We've been parasailing before, so this wasn't any different.
No. Really pretty views. You want to make sure you bring your phone attached to something around your neck that holds your phone in place. That'll be waterproof. You want to make sure you buy a good brand, because cheap brands, they will break, and you really don't want your phone to be breaking, because it'll be gone forever. And the sharks and stingrays. So we swam with nursery sharks, and so they tend to stay close to the ground.
They didn't really want to interact with people.
No.
They kind of just stayed away from us.
Yeah, so we didn't really spend much time with them. But the stingrays was great. Yeah. They take a lot of photos for you too.
Because you can have your phone.
Yeah, you can have your phone while you're there. So they, take a lot of photos, and then they'll offer to sell them to you, which if, you actually want your photos, you should just talk to someone who works there, because
that's what we did.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have to pay anything for our photos.
We didn't. No, we were going to buy our photos from one of the guys, and then his boss came to us and was like, "Hey, if you leave us a review, then I'll send you the photos for free." And I was like, "For sure, we're planning on leaving a review anyway because it was great." I believe you keep the same crew through. Was it through all of it?
Yeah, I think we had like pretty much the same people throughout the entire thing.
Especially the cruise. The cruise was so nice.
It was so nice.
Everyone's fun. The people on the boat, like the staff, they were dancing with us. Yeah.
And like they had like food, well, snacks. They had drinks. They they stopped in this like really shallow water, and like you can like get off the boat and just like play around. They had like beach balls and just all sorts of stuff.
Music playing. They'd be out handing out food and drinks. And actually, I think there were a few boats, and everyone was
so it's just
at the same spot. Yeah, it was really fun. We definitely would recommend it. And then the next activity that we did was Punta Cana 4x4 ATV tour to Macao Beach. I don't know how to pronounce that. With cave swim. So we did the dune buggy. I believe we did the dune buggy instead of the ATVs because I wanted to record while she drove.
Yeah.
Yes. And so halfway through you riding on your ATVs or your dune buggies, they bring you to a spot where you can see how coffee's made and
purchase coffee that's made locally, and so
as well as hot chocolate. And I believe the prices were $8 for each container, which is fairly cheap. They allow you to taste it first. It was really good. I bought a lot. I basically smuggled, or at least I attempted to smuggle coffee back to the U.S. because I bought so much of it. I was gonna be Oprah with this coffee. Everyone in my family, yes, everyone in my family was getting coffee or hot cocoa from Dominican Republic. That was my intentions. And while we were on the dune buggies, okay, so I had never been on one before. I didn't know that they didn't have a back to them. So I didn't want my bag to fly out whenever we were driving, so I stuck it behind my feet. Little did I know that there was no back. Yeah, there's no back to the dune buggy. So the bag just flew out and a couple of people that were driving behind us, they found my bag, and they gave it back to me, but a couple of them in it were broken. I believe one bag, some were gone. I was probably missing a whole bag. So I really only got a few of the ones that I bought, which I should have knew better, but I learned my lesson. And we weren't able to go back to the same area, so I wasn't able to buy anymore.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, did it. But, what can you do? But the cave swim. So, the cave swim, while you're on your ATVs, you get to this one spot where you all get off, and then you get to jump in this. I'm pretty sure it was like a Cenote. So, I don't know how long or how far the drop was.
It is so deep.
It was so nice. So, they give you a little space, you just run, you jump over the cliff, and you just dive into the water. It's not too big, but it's big enough for people to stay out of your way while you're jumping in. But it's so nice. It was so pretty. And I just, I jumped in head first because I was ready. And I turned back to look to see if my sister and our other companion joined me, and they did not.
No.
I was there by myself. I was just looking up, waiting for them.
Yeah.
They never showed. A guy leaned his head over and was like, "Hey, anyone from this group, we're leaving. You might want to hurry up and get out the water." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm still waiting for people to get in the water." He's like, "Oh no, we gotta leave now, otherwise you'll be left."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh,
you could only you were only in the water for like 5 minutes. Like,
yeah,
it really sucked. Like they don't give you enough time.
True. Yeah, I definitely think that they should allow a larger time frame for that part of the excursion, because that cave swim was so great. And that entire package was $85. And yeah, I think that about wraps it up for all of the activities that we did. And we bought everything through Viator.
Yes.
We would highly
always
recommend.
use Viator.
Yes, always use Viator. We book activities through Viator for all of our trips now, and it's really convenient. We've only ran into a couple of hiccups. It's not bad at all. You can download the app on your phone.
It's trusted. You don't have to worry about like not getting like your like money.
Yep.
Like
Yep. You don't have to worry them like scamming you.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. We would highly recommend it.
So for this trip, we booked through a travel agent. We paid around $836 per person, and that was for the hotel and the flight together. And
we stayed 5 nights and 6 days.
For this trip, we stayed at the Ocean Blue Hotel. I picked it.
Yeah, it was a really nice resort. We stayed in a junior suite.
It had a jacuzzi.
It was an all-inclusive resort. They had a lot of big pools. I think there was 3 different pools there, or maybe it was like one large
2 or 3, but it's like a lot of walking because it's a really big resort, and it's a very far walk to get from the front of the resort to the beach. I mean, it is so far a walk. Like you don't want to make that walk. Like that's like dang near like 2,000 steps trying to make.
They have these people going around with like these golf carts that you can just hop on the back and they'll drive you from the drop off point, which is it has like a bar area where you can get any amount of drinks.
They have great restaurants there.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, they have I think they have like 5 different restaurants. Amazing. We went to like 3 of them?
Yeah, we tried to go to a lot of restaurants this time since we learned our lesson for the last one.
They were all good.
The last trip, yeah. They're except for you need to bring your own seasoning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bring like salt and pepper.
That's a trip for every trip you should go on.
Yeah. Just bring a bottle of seasoning.
Bring and hot sauce and ranch if you like it.
Yeah.
So
because they don't have any ranch there.
They didn't.
Or hot sauce
or ranch. They didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
They gave me Caesar, which I mean that's okay. Caesar's fine.
No,
but
it's not the same.
I kind of wanted ranch. Yeah. They didn't know what ranch was, so I said okay. Caesar it is.
Yeah, and the waiters there were so nice.
Like we had like this one waiter that we just seemed to keep having the same waiter every day for breakfast, and then like half the time for dinner, and like he always remembered us and was flirting with
one of the girls in our group. Yeah. It was pretty nice though. That whole hotel was really nice.
Yes.
And then the view there. So whenever you walk all the way down by the beach, there are these. What are they? They're like lounge chairs, but they have the
I
canopy.
forget what they are called, but
it's so
it's
relaxing.
like a tent around a lounge chair.
It's so nice though. You can just sit back and relax. I don't think you have to reserve it. It's just if it's open, you can just go sit. You can have your drinks and stuff. And then to the left of the beach, whenever the tide is low, you can actually
walk kind of like
you can walk off the resort and around the resort to get to a lot of cheap excursion places. Because although there's
and cheap souvenir places.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I said excursions. I meant souvenirs. This place is probably sketchy. There are guards that are lined up on the beach, basically blocking you from going to those cheap souvenir places.
That's because they want you to pay them high prices for them high souvenirs at the resort, because they only have one souvenir shop at the resort, and it's super expensive.
True.
So you just walk through on the beach and get to the cheaper ones.
Walking through the beach to get to the cheaper one, there's glass and stuff. You definitely want to wear good shoes.
Yeah. Not very safe.
No, it's not very safe. But you see a lot of tourists doing it. Yeah. It's packed. They got, different cheap things. What, $2 shirts?
But it was very, very cheap. And you can bargain on items. So
yes. And then one of the people that were with us, she bargained with this guy to have us go on this
banana boat.
Yes, banana boat. So we would recommend not to do any excursions that you did not book through Viator. Don't do any excursions when someone's just asking you, on the beach if you want to do this, and they'll give you this cheap price. Just don't do it, because most likely they're not insured, and so if you get hurt, well, you get hurt, or if you get taken, you get taken. Because who knows? Like, you don't know this person, you don't know if they're legit.
Like, you didn't sign anything, like,
yeah, you don't have any information.
They're not like held liable for anything.
Correct.
So,
and we, the tour was going great at first. They put us all on the banana boat. They pulled us around in the water.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then when we were coming back, the guy made a sharp turn, and
he did it on purpose to throw us off the boat. Because he was laughing afterwards.
Maybe so.
He did it on purpose.
But he made a sharp turn, and next thing we know, the boat was in the air. We are all going different directions. We were still in the water. Some of us can't swim. The life jackets that we had on were not the best. They were holding together by a strand. They might as well not have us wear any. And so, we're trying to look for our other companions, and, it was scary. Hallie actually cut her face, probably on the boat whenever the boat came back down. It was just...
No, I think I cut it on my wristband somehow, just like, because I had a wristband for the hotel, and it had like a sharp edge, so I'm pretty sure it just...
Oh, okay.
Swiped and just... Well,
the whole situation was just... Yeah, the whole situation was just scary. We just wouldn't recommend it. If we, one of us was seriously hurt, they wouldn't have been held liable. They would have disappeared. We wouldn't have heard back from them. We wouldn't have been able to track them down. Yep. They would have been gone. That would have been it. But yeah, so we just recommend to stay away from that. Just book everything through Viator. And yeah. And then
we went but not least,
yes.
we went to Coco Bongo.
Coco Bongo is the best.
The best.
Couple sketchy things happened. But other than that, it's the best.
It's very packed. It was so packed when we got there. Like, you could hardly even move around, but like they put on like a very great show. Yeah. So it was very entertaining. Mm-hmm. And if you watched our last video about Mexico, trust me, it was a lot more fun than the city.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we definitely would recommend Coco Bongo. We paid, I forgot how much we paid. I believe it was like $30 or $40.
That's another thing that we bargained. We negotiated on.
Yeah, yep. One of the people that went on this trip with us, she was very good at bargaining. And so she bargained, our price of us getting into the Coco Bongo. And so with Coco Bongo, there is a bus that will pick you up from the resort and will take you there all at once. It's like all the buses arrive at the same time.
For free.
Yeah, transportation's free, or it's just included with the ticket, the price of the ticket. And they pick you up. I believe we left at 10 p.m. or 10:30, or we got there at 10:30.
Yeah,
I know it was very long.
I think we left at like 9 or 10. Yeah, and then like they don't like bring you back until like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I think it was like 3. So all the buses don't leave until the same time. So it was a very long night. Although it was very fun, it was very long.
Very long.
I think at like 1:30 in the morning, I was like, oh my gosh, my feet hurt. I'm tired of dancing. I want to go to sleep. I want to sit down. So me and one of the companions that I was with, we wanted to use the bathroom. So we went to the front. We went back the same way that we, came in from. And we asked one of the gentlemen there where the bathroom was. And he said that we needed to go through the clubs to go out the back. Now, we had already walked around the back of the club because we were looking for we were looking for something, and we couldn't find like a convenience store, so we ended up walking around the back of the club and walked over to the gas station behind it, which we probably should not have been doing in a foreign country. And then we walked across the street and we went and got we're looking for from this. It was like a makeshift store. This guy had his garage door up and he was selling items from there. He had everything packed in there. I was like, I've never seen that before. But yeah, so we've already been around back there. And whenever we were entering the club, we saw that there were different shops and stuff outside of the club. So there was food places like Subway, and Subway was open. We're like, oh, we'll just go use the bathroom at Subway. We're like, okay, we just want to leave out. And the guy was like, oh no, hold on, you have to wait here because you're supposed to go the other way. But he's telling us this, and yet we see multiple people walking around us and just going back out that way. And the guy was like, oh no, but you can't go out that way. And I'm like, but this guy just went out this way and you didn't say anything to him. And he told us to wait, and I was waiting because I was like, oh, like what if you go out and then I don't know, he like tries to, I don't know. And my companion, she was like, oh no, she's like, we are not waiting here. She's like, this is sketchy. Why is he trying to force us to go all the way through the club and go out some weird back door? and why is he letting other people go out where he told us that we can't go out? And so she saw another dude slip by us, and so we just slipped by with him, and we went out the same way that we came in, and we just went to Subway. And I think we avoided a very sketchy situation because it just didn't seem right. But yeah, other than that, Coco Bongo was great.
Yes, it was great.
All right, well, thank you for watching. We definitely hope that you enjoyed this video, and we hope that it inspired you to go to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and do lots of different excursions while you're there.
Yes, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for another video.
Yes.
Thanks.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.